The lights feel too bright for someone so small, and yet she stands there anyway. Fingers curled gently around the microphone as if it were something fragile, something alive. She is only 10, her feet barely reaching the edges of the stage markers. Her dress a little too big in the shoulders, borrowed courage stitched into every seam. She looks toward the judges' table, her eyes wide, hopeful, steady, in a way that surprises even her. Somewhere in the crowd, her mother presses her palms together, whispering a prayer she has whispered 1,000 times before. This moment has arrived, and there is no turning back. She takes a breath, and for a heartbeat, the entire room seems to breathe with her. The first note leaves her lips, trembling but sincere, and before she can even find her footing in the melody, a hand lifts. Simon Cowell leans forward, his expression unreadable, and the sound cuts through the air sharper than silence. "Stop," he says. The word echoes. The girl freezes. Her heart stumbles, then races. 10 years old, and already she knows the weight of disappointment, the way it sinks into your chest and makes it hard to stand straight. The audience shifts uneasily. Some look, Hawaii. Others lian, insensing that something important is unfolding, something fragile and human. For a moment, she thinks this is where it ends, that the dream she'd carried through long bus rides, through late nights, humming softly so she wouldn't wake her siblings, through moments when doubt whispered louder than hope, has just slipped through her fingers. Simon studies her, not cruelly, but with an intensity that makes her feel seen in a way she has never felt before. He asks her name, her voice small but clear as she answers. He asks why she chose that song. She hesitates, then shrugs, the honesty of a child unfiltered. She says she thought it would make people smile. Simon nods slowly, then asks a question that no one expects. "Do you know my favorite song?" The audience ripples with surprise. The girl blinks, her mind racing. She does know. She nods. Her voice shakes when she says yes. But there is a spark there now, a flicker of something stronger than fear. Simon leans back. "All right," he says quietly. "Sing that." The room shifts. The air feels different, heavier, charged. She closes her eyes this time, not because she's afraid, but because she needs to remember why she is here. She thinks of her grandmother, who used to hum this song while cooking dinner, who told her that music was a way of telling the truth without using words. She thinks of the nights when money was tight, when laughter was scarce, and yet this song always found a way into their home, wrapping them in something warm and familiar. When she opens her mouth, the sound that comes out is not perfect, but it is real. Her voice carries a depth no one expects from someone so young. It wavers, then steadies, finding strength in vulnerability. Each lyric lands gently, like a hand on the shoulder, like a reminder of something forgotten. The audience leans forward, drawn in not by technique, but by sincerity. This is not a performance polished by years of training. It is a story told through sound, a child offering a piece of her heart without knowing if it will be accepted. Simon's expression changes almost imperceptibly. The sharpness softens. His eyes, often guarded, reflect something like memory. He hears not just the song, but the way she sings it, the way she honors it, without trying to impress. He hears the courage it takes to stand there after being stopped, to begin again without bitterness. For a man known for his criticism, for his unflinching honesty. This moment is disarming. He doesn't interrupt this time. He lets her finish. When the final note fades, there is a pause so deep it feels sacred. Then the room erupts. Applause, crashing like a wave. Some people stand. Some wipe away tears they didn't expect to shed. The girl opens her eyes, startled, as if waking from a dream. She smiles, a small, uncertain smile, searching the judge's table for a sign. He speaks softly, his voice carrying a weight that surprises even him. He tells her that stopping her was not about rejection, but about giving her a chance to show who she really is. He tells her that what she just did took bravery, that kindness and honesty matter more than perfection. He tells her that she reminded him why music exists in the first place. The girl listens, tears welling, not from sadness, but from relief, from the realization that she was heard. Then something unexpected happens. Simon turns to the audience and shares a piece of himself he rarely reveals. He talks about how that song helped him through a difficult time, how it reminded him that vulnerability is not weakness. He thanks the girl, not as a judge, but as a human being. In that moment, the stage becomes more than a platform for talent. It becomes a space for connection, for shared humanity. The audience feels it. That quiet shift when something real breaks through the spectacle. The girl nods, overwhelmed, her hands shaking as she grips the microphone. She doesn't fully understand what she has done, only that she followed her heart, and it led her here. Somewhere in the crowd, her mother cries openly now, not out of fear, but out of pride. This was never just about winning or losing. It was about standing up after being stopped, about choosing generosity over fear, about offering something beautiful without expecting anything in return. As the judges deliberate, the girl waits, her feet dangling slightly as she sits on a stool, sipping water and watching the lights dance across the ceiling. She thinks about the other kids back home, the ones who sing quietly to themselves because they're afraid of being laughed at. She hopes they're watching. She hopes they see that it's okay to be small and still take up space, to be young and still have something worth saying. In that exchange, there is a lesson that resonates far beyond the stage. Later, long after the lights dim and the audience disperses, the story lingers. People talk about the voice, about the moment Simon stopped her, about the song. But what stays with them is something quieter. It's the reminder that kindness can interrupt even the harshest moments, that generosity can turn a pause into a possibility. It's the understanding that sometimes being stopped is not the end, but an invitation to begin again, more honestly than before. The girl goes home that night, her head buzzing, her heart full. She doesn't know what the future holds, whether fame will find her or fade away. What she knows is that she sang her truth, and it mattered. She knows that even the most intimidating voices can listen when met with sincerity. And somewhere, in living rooms across the country, people feel a little braver, a little softer, reminded that humanity shines brightest when we choose to see each other, not as judges and performers, but as souls sharing a moment. In the end, that is the song that lingers, not just the melody she sang, but the one written in the hearts of those who listened.